It's time we get into it as we do, man. Welcome to the Tailgate Experience. We gonna talk a lot of things today, dog. So come on in the building.
Ah, yeah, y'all come on in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm out here. The tailgate experience. All the way up. We about to take the victory. Go. All right. Deep down. What do we got right here? Who in the house? All right. Hold on up. A happy birthday to this. Y'all know what time it is. Monday Night Football don't beat no back. I'm trying to tell you. The shit. All right. Who we got right here? We got some right here. We got Wonder Woman back here. All right. It's taking out. All right, what you guys do? All right, right here y'all at Royal Riot, Tailgate One. Oh man, it's on. We told y'all we gonna be out at 6, and y'all know what's on. All right.
Yes, indeed. What's going on, everybody? Man, it's your boy Dub Q in the building, and I'd like to welcome y'all to the Tailgate Experience. So, without further ado, who said rookies in the NFL can't have success? I have been told that rookies are not going to be worth a damn, that rookies aren't going to be able to come out here and lead teams to division playoff games. I have been told left and right that rookies are only good enough for 1 year of learning, and the second year they shall have prosperity, but never the first year. I have been called a jackass. I have been called an idiot. I have been called everything in the book because of the one word, a rookie. Now be mindful, I came out here 9 months ago on this very same podcast, and I told you guys that Jalen Daniels then was going to win the division. I even got footage from that. So without further ado, we're going to take our time and we're going to go back down memory lane from 9 months ago and see how everybody was telling me rookies can't do it. Rookies wasn't shit. Let's get into it as we do.
I got the Giants probably gonna be number 2. Think about, but come on, bro. Come on, Drake May ain't shit to you.
I'm not saying he ain't shit, but I'm just saying like Caleb Williams fits that team better than Drake May.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I got Washington number 1. I got the Giants probably gonna be number 2. Think about everything they did. They got a backup now with Drew Lock.
What the hell are we talking about? Hold on, man. Hold the fuck down, man. This shit getting out of hand, man. Hold on. I don't know if you looked at this division wrong. I don't know what the fuck is you wrong, man. The Giants are number 2.
The Giants gonna be number 2.
Man, come on.
It's a bold predict. It's a bold predict.
So let me stop it right there. Okay, yes, I was wrong about the Giants being number two, but that was based on Daniel Jones coming out here and being one for damn. Daniel Jones wasn't one for damn, and the entire season ended up going to shit and he gets cut. But anyway, I digress. We're going back to the video. Prediction, dog. Think about it. If there's ever
You sound like
a up
somebody I
and
fucking
down,
know. I ain't gonna,
if there's
I'm not gonna
ever
disrespect
a
you, but you
up
sound like
and
somebody I know.
down, if there's ever an up and down division, it's going to be the NFC East. And think about it. The Cowboys can't ever win the big one. They got that sorry sack of shit for a quarterback, and he ain't worth a damn. And I'm gonna be real with you. Philly is they window look like it just closed. So I'm just being real with you right now. I was wrong on Philly too, just to put that out there. I was wrong on Philly. But yeah, I digress. I can't really see them boys competing big time right now. All them pieces they got out the draft ain't gonna mean shit because their window is gonna close and the opportunity to get to the championship is gonna be real slim. When you let Baker Mayfield put your ass out, bro, come on now. Time out, dog. So all I'm saying is Washington with a Drake May or whoever you say, a Caleb Williams, and they take their time and they build this thing the correct way, where young pieces has a chance to really come in. Think about it. Washington got Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louisville and all them boys on defense. They got a veteran defense. They can come out here and compete right now.
Veteran, because them boys are old as shit. Bobby Wagner old as shit.
Okay, Bobby Wagner made another All-Pro. Just to put it out there. Yeah. Wagner had 100 fucking tackles. Bobby Wagner just had 100 fucking tackles last year. What the hell are we talking about?
Captain Come on, America, bro. That motherfucker don't get tired. But my point is this, though, Q. You telling me that two rookies are going... Okay, let's say the Giants get a quarterback. Well, maybe they keep Daniel Jones. You telling me a rookie and Daniel Jones is going to beat out somebody that was up for MVP last year and that, and somebody who was in the Super Bowl and Jalen Hurts.
Only our rookie ain't shit. Everybody else get a rookie, and the rookies actually work for them. You go see Will Levis. Like Will Levis worth a damn. AR-15 worth a damn. CJ Stroud worth a damn. We get a rookie, and the motherfucker ain't worth a damn. Of all of a sudden, then we revert back to the word a rookie. Think about it.
Dude, you talking about the Giants and the Commanders, man? Jalen Hurts and Dak throw for 4,000 yards like it ain't shit. You think they're gonna get some rookies and come in and do something?
You want to know what the sorry part is? You want to know what the sorry part is? The Commanders and them boys ain't got no goddamn quarterback. And right now in the power rankings, they listed ahead of the Carolina Panthers. Ain't that a bitch? Who got a so-called franchise quarterback? Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
No fucking quarterback. And who did you just name as the backup quarterback in Washington? Huh? Who you just named? Marcus, quit on your fucking team, Mariota. Come on, dog. I'm a pause that right there because the number one premise from what we're talking about here is that rookies ain't shit. I've been told when it comes to winning the division, gonna see rookies. And no, this is not from just MDJ. This was from every damn Panther fan, every NFL fan that I would talk to. They would tell me the premise of everything is rookies aren't developed enough to come out here and let alone win you 10, 11 games, but damn it, go to the playoffs and actually put together 2 playoff wins immediately. It's unheard of. Now, granted, last year we saw CJ Stroud do it. Go there, get a playoff win, come back again this year right here. Like I said, he just got put out this week. But the basis of everything that I'm seeing is every year there's an exceptional rookie that has the reins of a franchise and has the ability to come out here and lead that team to per se playoffs. Every year, there is one developing or there's one special rookie that when you take one look at him, one glance, you say, oh my God, he has that it factor. Last year, like I said, it was CJ Stroud. This year, it is none other than Jalen Daniels. And actually, it's a couple in this rookie class. Jalen Daniels, Bo Nix. Bo Nix made the playoffs. You see some rookies didn't have what we call instant success, like the Drake Mays of the world or the Michael Penixes. Granted, Michael Penix is definitely a up-and-coming superstar. But god damn, as of lately, well, Daniel, we were talking about in the last couple of years, rookies that were taken in the first round. I don't think nobody had expectations for Dak Prescott that first year as a rookie coming in. I believe he was a fourth round selection that took over the spot from Tony Romo. There you go. There go Wiley. Wiley, I'm gonna drop the link for your black ass. Talk to me, Wiley. Talk to me. See, what I did was drop it where last year I said, and this was 9 months ago, the Washington Commanders were the most promising team in that NFC to me, the NFC East. And it was strictly because, like I said, you heard me say in the video, Bobby Wagner. You got Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu is the heart and soul of that team, and he just got there. But there's a bevy of things that you didn't know. I'm here to shine light on a lot of different things that a lot of people didn't even know about that Washington team and why they're so successful. But I'm putting the link out there. While if you want to come up, and when you come up, I'll share some of the stuff that people didn't know about this team that now people finding out. It's starting to, it amazes me at some of the stuff that I'm hearing coming out here out of the woodworks. And so I'm gonna put this out here. Let me get this background out. Hold on 1 second. So let this sink in, and I'm gonna put this here. Hear me clearly. Y'all can hear me? Okay. As we saw the Washington Commanders come out and take the reins of this franchise behind new head coach Dan Quinn, who was also sold off, and was saying people. I'm gonna put it like this right here: the Carolina Panthers, and everybody know I'm a Panthers fan. If you're just watching this coming in, I am a avid Panther fan, and I love my team. We had the opportunity before we went and got Dave Canales to go and get a Dan Quinn. He even interviewed for our head coach's spot. And I distinctly remember hearing multiple people come in and say, no, they didn't want Dan Quinn. They didn't think Dan Quinn was the best person for the job in Carolina. Multiple people told me that. And I said, well, he's a defensive-minded guy. What's the worst that could happen? And people told me, nah, they're focusing on the offense. Okay, cool. Then we come out, like I said, we make the selection. We get the QB that we get, and we got the coach that we got at this point. But that's not the here nor the there. What you got to realize is in one off season, because Dan Quinn was hired this past off season, and yes, he had a couple of pieces in Allen and Payne, and he brought in Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu and Jeremy Chin. But there's a lot of guys that you didn't know that was from the Carolina Panthers organization that helped these Commanders get to where they are this year. Former Panthers and staff members, as I read, there is a full list that has been released. Frankie Louvu, Jeremy Chin, former kicker Zane Gonzalez that we didn't want, Trent Scott, former staff member, Effie Obata, former edge rusher that we deemed wasn't good enough, Kevin Seymour, former executive, Mike Strachan, everybody saw Mike Strachan at the beginning of this season, he was on the roster. Jason Simmons, his work with the Carolina Panthers helped, like I said, set Washington up real good. Should I say this name in the dark, or should you guys be prepared to hear Scott Fitzgerald Fitterer? Scott Fitterer is on staff with the Washington Commanders. And Marty Hurney is also, let me make sure y'all heard the mic. Marty Herney, who helped build the Panthers to what they are, is also an executive for the Washington Commanders. So talk about Scott Fitterer was just our GM less than 5-6 months ago. Just our head GM. And now your head GM went over to Washington and built a juggernaut and did it in less than a year.
Q, Q, Q. Q, Q, Q. I was sitting here listening to this bull crap. That's why I say you ain't shit. Cause you're not being honest. Because the simple fact is we know Rivera just left there. Everybody you named was on Rivera's staff last year, besides Fitterer.
And your point.
You act like they just built something. He just walked in and kept the staff, and then he added like 3-4 players, and that was it. Come on, man. He added 3 players on defense. Yeah, I think 3, maybe 4 on defense. Then he added the quarterback. That's all he did.
I disagree with you. He added Marshawn Lattimore, who wasn't there. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, Jeremy Chin, St. Jude's, which is another starter for them. Then there's Steve Martin. Not even to talk about the guys that they brought in here.
That was 4. And the quarterback.
That was 6. 6 on defense. Didn't even get the offensive ball. The Eckler of the world. Then he brought once again.
Eckler didn't do nothing. You know that.
Come on, man. Brian Robinson Jr. and Eckler together. Come on, man.
Okay, Q. I see what you're doing.
Ready-made team. It was not. They had to piece together and get some stuff together.
Mm-hmm. They did put some stuff. Quinn learned from his last job. He made some corrections. I admit. Now, the most impressive part has been that rookie quarterback. Now, he's impressive. I watched the game, and you'll look at the stats and you'll say, "Well, Louvu had a fumble recovery." Actually, Louvu just standing, the ball fell at his feet, and he picked it up. The other guy, the defensive tackle, actually stripped the ball. But if people that don't look at no game just look at the stat sheet and they go, "Oh my God, Frankie! Look at Frankie doing stuff he wasn't doing with us." No, and if you actually looked at the game, you just saw the quarterback from Detroit. He had the worst game of the season. He was overthrowing people. The interception he threw, both of them was overthrows. Right to the guy. As you were. One was overthrow directly to the guy. The other one, the receiver didn't have a chance. He might have threw it to the defensive back. I'm just saying.
Boy, do you have man?
Say again?
So you got anything?
No, hold on a second. Let me put my headphones on.
Okay.
I got you on the let me turn you off the TV. Maybe that's catching it on. One moment.
Yeah.
Let me turn the TV off just to make sure. I'm not trying to. That better?
Hello?
Yep, that better?
Still echoing a little bit.
Let me put my headphones on.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'll talk and then I'll mute as I think, because I was getting feedback off of you. But this is what I'm gonna say right here. And Wiley, I hate to be that person. Jared Goff came out here. Yes, you're right. He had one of the worst games ever. He had 3 interceptions. He did have 313 yards, but when you turnovers being, the most pivotal part, Jahmyr Gibbs had 105 yards on the damn ground, and he still couldn't capitalize. When you put up 300 yards in the air, 105 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, And then Jameson Williams and McCaffrey show up. It's one of those things where it's just your time to lose. You get what I'm saying? The ball just wasn't falling. Wait.
Yeah. I don't disagree with some of what you just said. However, the rookie quarterback looked really good.
Oh, that boy liked me.
He looked real good, man. I was sitting there looking at it, I was watching him closely. Just, I know people gonna jump out the window and say crazy stuff. So I watched the whole game. I was like, man, yeah, he looked good now. And now the offensive line, that's a good offensive line. Because they've given that young man enough time to feel comfortable behind the line. And when the line breaks down, he is comfortable enough to know I can run when I need to. Now, I hope next year he has the same offensive line and has the same comfortability, then he have another good season. Now, if the offensive line take a step back, then they're going to say he had a sophomore slump. But he got a good chance this year. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you like this. It's still echoing. I'm going to tell you like this. Why is it that Carolina Panthers can't have a damn quarterback, Polly? What? Please tell me, why is it everybody getting it done in 1 year, 1 season? They turning things over. It's crazy. What to do, my boy?
I don't want to do this, man. I thought we are gonna leave it be to the. The young man looked good the last 10 games. That don't mean the season looked good. Now, I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about other stuff.
What you talking about? Why? We had to tie this in.
All right.
Why is it Drake May, Caleb Wood, Michael P. All after Bryce. But they look better than Bryce and his team.
True. I think it was too. So last year, I believe they messed up. Last year, what they should have did is once they saw like I saw the first game, they should have set him down at that moment, let him catch up, and then bring him in the end of the year, and then he could have played. Now they wanted to be hard headed and say you don't draft a person this high and then set them down. No, that's ignorant. What you do is you see who you got and you address the person appropriately. We didn't do that. Because last year's team wasn't built for a short quarterback. We all know that. The way the offensive line was, the way the receivers were, none of that matched him. And instead of being the right kind of culture and saying, we need to figure out the best way to get this team ready for this little guy we got. No, we want to stick him behind something that don't match him. No skill sets that match his skill sets and go be successful. I saw it at the first game and I said, set him down. Now this year, what did they do? They sat him down, let him catch his breath. Plus the team is built more and faster for him. Better receivers, quicker, more athletic receivers versus the receivers we had the year before. I'm just saying, offensive line again built better for his skill set versus the other guys that were bigger and taller. I'm just saying, you can't sit here and not say those things are not true, Q.
Wally, can you hear me now? Is that a little bit better?
Loud and clear.
All right. Let's get into it as we do. Let's be real, Wally. Stop the bullshit. At the end of the day, everybody around here made the right decision. They did their homework. They went and pulled up. Jalen Daniels, like I said, at 6'4", 200 and some change. I heard motherfuckers around here say they didn't want that guy because he was too skinny. Yeah, niggas didn't want Drake May because they felt like he was Mitchell Trubisky. Motherfuckers was also saying that Michael Penix Jr., they didn't want him because I heard motherfuckers say he was supposed to be a 3rd, 4th round quarterback. He ain't supposed to be no way next coming out here and balling, and he ain't like that because he ain't play no damn body. That's what they were saying with Michael Penix Jr. Now, every time I look, Bo Nix, they say Bo Nix wasn't shit either, huh? Every time I look, there is
a ignorant son of a bitch that will come out here and open their mouth and say this person ain't this person ain't that. And guess what? All they do is go to another fucking team and win.
Yes, Q. That is true. But you know what though, Q? And here's the sad part. Remember we had that show and we talked about our GMs and our draft picks and all that. Remember we had that show, right? So I went back because I'm anal. So I went back and I said, let me review all the draft picks we had and see if they're still in the league. Oh my God. Q. The amount of draft picks that didn't stick with us that are still in the league is crazy. Either one, two things. Either we have horrible people at developing people, right? Or the other teams just have better people at developing people. Because obviously they picked up the people we cut and they stuck on those teams, but they didn't stick with us. And I'm like, okay. Like we talked crap about Mr. Johnson, right? Mr. Jackson. Ain't nobody complaining about him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't catch a break with us. We caught the matter of fact.
The motherfucker, he couldn't stay healthy, Wally.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, how he stay healthy in Pittsburgh?
I mean, your guess good as mine. They probably got better therapists. I don't know, training staff.
What I'm trying to say is this: we got problems that the players don't seem to be the problem. We got to look at ourselves and go, what is our problem as a team, as an organization? Because obviously they're able to go to other teams and stick and stay in the league. Because some other teams draft the people and they're not on their teams no more and not in the league. But our guys are in the league on their teams. There's something wrong.
Wally. Team after team. They keep getting it right. We keep fucking it up.
And we draft them though. And then we say this shit is crazy. They trash. Get them out of here. Then they go stick on another team. It's like, okay. And then we say we ain't got no depth. I'm like, well, they're on the other teams. We cut them all because not all of them gonna be stars, but some of them could still be on your team though. I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to get my life together. As long as for me to be a Panther fan, I don't think we'll get it together.
Well, I'm 53, Doc, so I hope we get it soon, cause I can't do this much longer.
Oh, wow. You got time sitting around.
Oh, man. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
And here's the fun. So when you watch the game, that's the Commanders, right? Their defense, the only thing that was really big difference between their defense and our defense from the year before when we had Frankie and those guys was the simple fact is the defensive tackles. They had 2 Derrick Browns. That was it. What I'm trying to say is their defensive ends, they wasn't all that. They wasn't all that. But because the defensive tackles were dominant, that gave room for those defensive ends. Because what I'm saying is that first draft pick, I keep saying get a tackle. Everybody, defensive end. I'm like, we're going to do the same crap again. We're going to have Brian Burns again out there running around the end and people just running straight up the middle. And then they're going to complain saying he ain't nothing because he's going to be Brian Burns. He's going to be a Pro Bowler. And they still going to be running straight up the middle. Clog the middle. Draft yourself a defensive end in the second round. Or the following year if you want a first round pick. But you need to fix the middle first. Fix the middle of your defense with a safety and a lineman. Q, you still on there?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying, man.
Let me be real.
Go ahead.
Everybody else can't do that. I'm so tired of going through the bullshit.
Yes. Yes, you're right. But we need to fix the team the right way. Let's not try to rush to success. If we actually build the team the right way, what else that means? Next year we won't be that great. That's okay. You build the team. The following year, you fill the gaps. Now you have a team the following year that should compete. Not this year, the following year. But if you try to compete next year, that means you're gonna try to speed up the process, have gaping holes in your team, and then try to fill that in with money. It's not how you build a team, man.
Well, Wally, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Sounds like to me we're gonna have to, and I know motherfuckers is gonna tear my ass up when I say this, but you need to purge the entire front office. You need to purge the player personnel. You need to purge basically the athletic trainers, all that stuff, and bring in actual true NFL talent that can come in here and because there's no reason why we're second on everything. We're second on athletic training. We're second on talent evaluation. We're second on getting player personnel through the door. Why is that the fact? Please, Wally, help me out.
Because when Matt came in, the Commanders have our old team. The Commanders took our weight training team. You know that, right? Rivera took them with them. Yes. Because when old boy came, he said, "Oh, I need to revamp this." Remember, our strength and conditioning team was number 1 or number 2 in the league the whole time Rivera was there. See,
We need prayer.
we need to get rid of that owner because he allowed all this to happen.
That's a fact.
we have to. I don't know. So they did get rid of the whole scouting team. That's already been done. The only person really left is the GM. Everybody else is gone. From the scouting team, they revamped that, so that's already done. Now, the front office has been redone. Last year, when we came into the draft and the free agency, they couldn't get it all done then. Remember, they directly after the draft, all the scouts got cut. You didn't notice that?
Yeah.
So that's been redone. Now we're gonna see what this new team can actually do this draft.
Hold on, I'm looking up something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see their off-season moves because I'm studying these niggas. So I'm gonna put this on the screen. This is every off-season acquisition by the Washington Commanders.
Okay, let me put it on my iPad. Hold on a second.
Every off-season because there's no reason why 1 year. Now, granted, I know you had some pieces. Fuck it. We had some pieces. Like I said, we had Burns, we had all the boys.
Look what Justin Long. He said that defense gave up. Yeah, they gave up 5 yards, 31 points. The only main difficulty they had no defensive ends. They couldn't get to the quarterback hardly. Now, uh, but their defensive tackles now, they monsters. I see y'all. I see what you got on there. Boy, boy.
I'm gonna read this off real quick. I figured out the echo logic. It's between me and Wiley Mike, but it's okay. Almost 5 months ago, the team was limping from the finish line of 2023 with a 4-13 record. After things started off 2-0, they were slated to have the top pick in the draft. And on the cusp of a coaching change, while tools were there to recalibrate the franchise, Washington was the closest thing to a blank slate that anyone can find in the NFL, basically. Okay, so managing partner Josh Harris didn't waste any time putting things into motion. Signs of a new era are all over the facility, from the rapid but thorough search for a general manager to invest in the stadium, drafting a quarterback, and more. The team is poised to take a new direction that will hopefully be filled with more wins, playoff appearances, and division titles in the future. You see what they just did? They laid that shit out. They laid that shit all the way out. He said, here's the major moves that they made.
Yeah, I see. But here's the thing. You know, one thing they didn't do that we did different. When we got a new coach and new GM and all that stuff, they kept that training staff. They kept all of that. The weight room, the GM office. You see all that? All the stuff you named that was Rivera left over from Rivera that was good. They kept it all. But when we got a new coach, he got rid of all of the stuff that was working in the NFL. I mean, and think about it. Let's really think about this. Everybody keep talking smack about Evero and the talent he got. Ever since we had those two horrible drafts with Matt, right? Matt Fool. Think about it. They flushed all those players out. Not one of those players, maybe, I don't know if all of them, but majority of those players that in the Matt Fool time are gone. Now, that meant they had no draft picks for 2 years. Then, the guys we did have, we got rid of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we got rid of Burns, we got rid of Luvu we didn't sign, we didn't sign Chin, because Chin was the only one that for Matt Fool time that were actually good. That's 3. Then Shaq went down, that's 4. That's 4 starters that we had on a bad defense, and 2 years of no players, well, other than Chin, actually making the team. So that's 4 years of decay. Then you don't draft nobody but DJ Johnson and the guy that got cut from Florida State, Jamie Robinson, and you say Evero, make a miracle out of this. What? 4 years of decay. And you gave me 1 defensive end and a safety, 4th and 5th round. Come on, man. Come on, Q. How is that right? You got practice squad players. How is this possible?
Do you see what I got on the back of the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Adam Peters is hired as the new general manager. That one sentence right there is more powerful.
Yeah.
Than anything that we have had in the last couple of years. It's more powerful. When you think about, we had Scott Fitterer. We went from Marty Hurney to Scott Fitterer over here to some bitch Dan Morgan right now. And he don't know what the fuck he doing as a GM. This reeks. It doesn't take three different changes at the GM position for you to get it right.
True.
It don't take three different changes.
Yeah. But remember now, we had what was his name from the Giants? What was that guy?
Gettleman.
Yeah. What did Gettleman do? Again.
Build his bitches to a contender.
No, it was already there. Remember now, he started the decay. Because remember, what did he do? We had Star. He got rid of Star. That was the beginning of the decay of the defense.
Wait a minute. I disagree with you a little bit on that now.
Okay. Who else he got rid of?
Well,
Coleman. Remember Coleman? Yeah, remember him? Got rid of him. Remember the guy before Coleman? The one that went to Pittsburgh, that came from Pittsburgh? The safety. They got rid of him. Remember? We had 2 in a row. Right? Free agents hit out the park. Soon they start playing good, got rid of them. I'm just saying. We have not built this team. Washington took 2 tackles, didn't get rid of them, and built around those guys. And when it came time to choose between 1 or 2, they signed both of them. I'm just saying.
Okay. So I'm looking at a couple of things. He did sign Eric Reed.
And where's Reed at?
I mean, Eric Reed was a good safety that year. He chose not to sign Thomas Davis and tighten into extensions.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just saying.
It was his idea to get rid of Cam.
It's our idea to get rid of Gano. Gano's still playing.
Hurney drafted Dante Jackson. Only 2 of 11 players Gettleman drafted his first season was on the roster was Kawan Short, Trey Turner.
The rot started, baby. I'm just saying. And then some of those guys, they're still in the league. Even the year we picked up what's his name? The cornerback that we should have kept. Played at Philly in the Super Bowl. Brad? Was it Brad? Bradbury. So Bradbury, Worthy. I think his name is Worthy. Worthy's still playing in the league too. Worthy was in Tennessee starting this year.
Darren Worthy.
Mm-hmm. Starting. Well, he started in Tennessee and did pretty good. I'm just saying, if you still had compared to those guys we had playing this year, Worthy will look a whole lot better. I'm just saying. Not as a starter, but definitely as a backup. A lot of these guys we got rid of, they're backups and good backups on other teams. It's like if they're not a star with us, we get rid of them.
Okay, so I'm looking at the 2014 season where we went 7-8-1.
Mm-hmm.
And his first pick was Kelvin Benjamin.
Yep, we know how that
Coney Ely.
We know how those went.
Trey Turner. Trey Boston. Benet Wickery. Lord have mercy.
See. I just saying. I'm just saying, Q.
Then 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Gettleman brought in Shaq Thompson, Devin Funchess, Darren Wynn. Shaq Thompson still on the team?
Yeah, Shaq is.
I guess.
Yeah.
And that's sadly it for 2015.
That's 9 years ago. You ain't gotta last 9 years, at least 5, 5 to 6 years.
I need more than that.
I'm just saying is this. Some of these guys, they're still playing in the league. They're just not on our team. And it's weird because I thought because we did that show, I said, oh, they can't be washed out. I started looking, I was like, oh, why in the world? I'm like, oh, that's what I'm thinking. Because during this time, I think it's when Rivera left, he took the weight training team with him. He took a lot of stuff with him to Washington and built that organization out because they were trash for years. And then what we do is our weight, then all of a sudden our team is injured all the time, where it used to be not so injured. So I don't know, man. I think we need to have some tactical patience with some of these guys. And I think we're jumping out the window sometime too quick. Just me. And we need to build the team properly. Now, don't try to win next year. If we luck up and win some games, great. But the most important part is build out best available player for your long-term plan. You may have to fill some gaps in with some guys that you're not going to make the team the following year. But build out the team with the best available players so that you have the starters for the future. You don't try to hit a home run or take and try to get more draft picks just to try to fill the whole team up with cheap players. No, you take the right players, you build the team out over a 2-year period, then you be ready to win. Unfortunately, by then you got to sign Bryce if you're going to sign Bryce. That's the unfortunate part. But that's what we got.
Why we in trouble?
I know that. That's why I'm trying to say we got to do it this way. Because if we try to do it any other way, what's going to happen is this. We may get a flash in the pan, look good, and that'll be it.
Why?
Yeah.
Look at all these juggernauts. Tell me what's one thing that they all have.
A good quarterback.
And?
They got a good quarterback. Majority of them got a good defense. Well, a decent defense.
Ding, 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 ding.
But we got rid of our defense for the quarterback.
Why?
Because why? Instead of staying at number 9 and building your team out, then we could have had Daniels or somebody this year, remember? We didn't want that. We had to have Bryce.
Why?
Now we got what we got, Q.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Yeah, I am.
Really turn this thing around. It did a 1 year rebuild. Bailey too.
Mm-hmm.
Turn that thing around with the defense.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions.
3 years.
Draft Aiden Hutchinson. 3 years. They built a juggernaut.
Yes.
Not just any team, a juggernaut.
Yeah. So again, that's why I'm telling you, 3. If we take this year, take the best available player. Next year, right? You fill the gaps that you had that you didn't fill with draft players that you know are going to be long-term starters. Then the following year, you be just like Detroit, ready to win. But people don't want that. What they want is a guard. They want to try to win now. Which you may in the South, you may get lucky and win the South. Then all you did was waste your draft capital to build your team out for the future. I don't think that's yeah.
Wiley.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I go. Hear me and hear me clearly, Wiley. In no way, shape, or form should you be sitting around year after year after year in the same mess that you have been in limbo, where you can't seem to put one foot in front of the other. This right here reeks from clearly front office. Now be mindful. If your front office decides that let's let the defensive pieces walk out of the door, Now be mindful, we were always known for defense, and they said, fuck it, let's let all the defensive players walk out of the door. We'll be better off letting Burns walk and going to getting a Clowney. That's 3 sacks. Now be mindful. Motherfuckers their ass cheeks get tight when it's time to talk about Brian Burns. And the $30 million they figured he wasn't worth. But not now one of them punk ass motherfuckers talk about the little measly ass 3 sacks that Clowney put up this year. They'll just cry. Burns wasn't worth it. Clowney, when they brought that son bitch in here, everybody was saying he was better than Burns. You can't use that argument now. That shit is out the window. Think about what you did. You let your best defensive player walk. You let your next best defensive player walk. You let your third best defensive player walk. And then your fourth best defensive player, which is Derek Brown, you had no choice but to sign him. Be mindful. I'm telling you, Derek Brown was your fourth best player at the time. Because say what you want, Burns, his impact was bigger. Louisville was the heart and soul of this defense. And Jeremy Chin, from the first time he laid eyes in Carolina, was getting 100 tackles. He went one season where he didn't get 100 tackles, and motherfuckers said, get rid of him. They ain't missing nothing. Oh, he gave me shit.
Yes, everything you said is true. Again, that's the decay of the defense. And then people complaining, say fire Evero when they gave him practice squad players. Even with the players that we gave up, remember now, we had an offseason where they said, Frankie Louvu ain't nothing. Remember? He ain't no good. And remember we had an argument. I said that him and Shaq were number 9 and number 11 on the PFF. And everybody was like, oh, that's not possible. That is not possible. It was true. Now look at Frankie. All pro. I'm just saying. Then we talked about Burns. Burns made Pro Bowl. Next is going to be,
2 Pro Bowl.
Yeah, 2. Next, Chin going to make the Pro Bowl. Then what? I'm just saying. And all those guys walked out the door. We haven't even replaced them with equivalent players.
And that's the stupid part. Why you got people who actually think that bringing in a Burns, bringing in a Clowney, bringing in what's that slew foot motherfucker who always behind the linebacker, whatever the fuck his name is, Josie Jules.
Yeah.
Bringing that son bitch in here was gonna replace Frankie Louvu.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know. But again, we give the man less to work with and we complain and say, fire him.
Why? You don't see the problem here?
I do see the problem. The problem was this. They prioritized what the owner wanted, which was, let's build this team around the quarterback. Whatever we need to do, and remember now, I bet you I can play by every single podcaster that's a Panther podcaster. Do whatever you need to do. I can play them all. And I said no. But everybody else tell me, do whatever you got to do.
Why?
Watch this. Okay, this last thing I'm going to say. Them same jokers are happy we won that game. Now, we could have had a generational talent, the linebacker at number 6, and we didn't have to worry about nothing, no sweating, right? Now, we hoping. Idiots.
Wow. There's a man that's making all the mistakes. He was in here as our assistant GM. And he watched mistake after mistake after mistake being made. And then on top of that, he was your director of scouting as well as your assistant GM through that era. So when you look at the lack of talent on this team and the lack of draft picks that we had the last couple of years, and only on the defensive side of the ball, which is supposed to be your bread and butter, you only get 2 picks. And the draft before that, you barely mustered out with a pick or 2. And then those picks not even on the team any damn more. Dan Morgan is the single most responsible for the mess that we're sitting in. Him and yes, Scott Fitterer, but everybody turns a blind eye to Dan Morgan because they like him as the player, and he has pulled wool over everybody's eyes.
Q, Q.
What's up?
I'm gonna say this regarding Dan. I will go in just like you're going in now next offseason if it turned out to be the same. Now he got his people. He got an offseason.
Why?
Okay.
Why? Dan Morgan just came out of this draft. Right? First of all, if he didn't show you, he fucked free agency up. You go and get Fuller. Fuller is a no-show at safety. You cut Von Bell, put all that dead cap on us. You cut Bradley Bozeman. You needed a motherfucking center all goddamn year. That's the number one need of the fucking team, and you overlook that like that shit ain't even, like you don't need it. Then you telling me, you look around, we can't keep a cornerback on this roster to save our lives. Then we trade the only second best corner we got and send that motherfucker to Pittsburgh for a fucking receiver. Then on top of that, you let all your good defensive talented pillar pieces walk out the door. You replace them with a washed Jadeveon Clowney who never got sacks in his career. And then a DJ Wadham, you signed him, and that motherfucker was on the injury table. He can't get out the hospital. He missed the first 8 games of the season, and you telling me that was a good pickup. Then on top of that,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, why you sign a hurt nigga, then you turn around and you draft a hurt nigga with a fucking ACL. He come in one game, he back on the damn Atrium Health Center. It's just a bunch of stupid shit being done by one motherfucker. That was Dan Morgan this year, but everybody out there, they don't see that. Not even including you draft you get a 7th round linebacker that's just as good as your 3rd round selection, and you trade him. You leverage him to try to get great picks because you done fuck up so bad.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I will have that same energy next off season. He gets this off season.
Why?
To me, for me.
What's the number one need on the offense right now, Wiley?
Offense, I think it's a center.
Okay. What's the next need on the offense that everybody crying about?
We can't draft a receiver. You know what? Q.
Why? You
I'm
had
tired.
DJ fucking Moore. You didn't have to draft a receiver.
I know, Q, but we got the quarterback. Now, Q. Here's the problem. The Panthers can't. Some teams can draft certain positions, right? It shows it through their history. We have not been able to draft a receiver in the first 2 rounds in the time we had a franchise. That's been great. Muhammad was good. He wasn't great, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have not. So stop wasting your capital thinking that you're going to do something you're never able to do. But draft the things that you know how to do and then sign that receiver in free agency. Somebody that's proven. Stop wasting your capital. Think about it. 2 receivers we drafted, they ain't here no more. 2 second-round picks. Marshall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And old boy that's at Dallas. What's his name again?
Talking about that boy Mango?
Mango. 2 second-round picks. Now think about it. We had them second-round picks and we had drafted defensive player, say linebackers, right? We still have them. We still have them because we know how to pick linebackers. We still have them. You see what I'm saying? Pick what you know how to pick. Come on, man.
Wiley.
And you know what? All these guys on these podcasts. Oh, receiver. You need to pay for your receiver and go draft somebody you know how to draft. That's me.
Wiley. Your number one need on the offense that everybody crying about is a receiver. You had a receiver in the building, and you decide to trade him to get the quarterback. Then once you realize that, okay, I got the quarterback, oh shit, he needs a receiver. Well, then let me just go in the second round every year and pick a nigga. Because that's what they've been doing. They were just picking a something every fucking year.
Yep.
And once again, you throwing shit against the wall, seeing if it's gonna stick. Now you looking around and you saying, okay, Mango ain't shit, Terrence Marshall ain't shit. Now they screaming like Xavier Legette ain't shit. The nigga that you traded from the second round to the first round to go get.
Hello. Now again, you're not good at this game. This particular skill set you don't have. Why you keep trying to draft a receiver when you can't do it?
It's
Come on, man.
They keep looking for the same type of receiver.
You know what? If it was me, you know what I do? I go to Minnesota, take their third receiver, right? And sign him. Because why? Minnesota seems to have a good scout team at what? Picking receivers.
Wiley,
come on.
I tell y'all to kiss my ass. I wouldn't give y'all shit. So I'd overcharge you for it. I would. I'm going to be honest.
All right, go ahead.
The Carolina Panthers are such a clusterfuck. They don't really they don't have anybody that's in the decision-making business that can sit here and lay it before a team of people and say, does this particular move make sense? Does this particular move, is it a long-term move? Every move we made this offseason, I told y'all then that it was a short-term move. And guess what some bitches did? They jump on my ass and tell me I wasn't a fan. They jump all over my ass and tell me I'm hating. You should accept Josie Jewell. You should accept all these sorry motherfuckers coming through the door. They told me that's what I should accept. And I'm sitting here looking at the Eagles. I'm sitting here looking at the Lions. I'm looking at, hell, fucking Tampa Bay in our own division got better. And I'm sitting here saying, my God, what can we do to compete with the rest of the league? But Panther fans are so gullible that it takes just a little bit for them, and they lose it because they're so horny. You can tell them, hey, no, that's not good for you, and they'll argue you down. Just like how I played in the beginning of the video. I told these cats that the Washington Commanders was going to win the division 9 months ago. 9 fucking months ago, because you could look at this team and tell that this team was trending in the right direction. They had 2 stalwarts at tackle. They brought in 2 linebackers in the middle. They went and got a ball hawking safety from us. They already had pieces on the offense already put together. They went and drafted Ben Sinnott and the crew. They were destined. They went and got a run game, Brian Robinson and Austin Ekeler. What do you need for a young rookie? A defense and a strong run game. And that opens up play action across the fucking field.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll always be able to move the chains.
And the offensive line looks good.
It's simple, but yet we fuck up something so simple. Like, if defense is our fault, they stick to defense. 3-4, 4-3, even when we had the 3-3-5, we still had a decent defense. This shit we got now, like I told you, ain't nobody on this team worth talking about on the defensive side of football but Derek Brown, and he injured and not even on the field. He injured.
Again, you're making the case that I said. That's the reason why I'm telling you, you start with the line. I understand there's the sexiness of a defensive end. You start with the interior line, both offensive and defense. You fix it. Then you build the rest of the team. Just me. Defensive line, then I go to safety. So down the middle, up and down the middle of your defense, you have the right people. Then you start building out from there. I'm just, you know, that's the way you build. That's the way you build. Now, people gonna say all this crazy junk. Oh, go get a receiver and all this other junk. Well, you're not there yet. That's the following year. You need to build the team. They worried about Bryce. How about the team?
Nah, they don't care about that.
Or actually, if you're worried about Bryce, you go get a proven receiver. You don't have to get T. Higgins, but you need to get a good. Yeah, but T is too much, man. He's gonna cost too much. I'm telling you, I would go against like the guy out of Minnesota, the third receiver.
Who, Addison? He's good. What makes you think Addison want to come and be a part of this clusterfuck over here?
He'll be a number one receiver.
He just won 14 games as a number 3, and he happy getting damn near close to 1,000 yards every year. You think he give a fuck about coming over here being a number 1 receiver?
Hey, he's a good receiver though.
Yeah, he is, but he don't want to waste his damn career here.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, if you put him with the guys we already have, to me, that's better than a draft pick. Because a draft pick, especially our draft picks, we ain't been able to do nothing. Come on, man.
Wiley, you're far too nice, sir. You're far too optimistic, sir. There's a lot of shit that I'm just getting to the point. You don't got a defense, and you damn sure don't got nothing on offense to work with as a Panther fan. So the struggle is real. Shout out to Lions Bad Fan Guy, man. Shout out to him. He said that the offseason is going to be great for the Detroit Lions. Brother, Jared Goff let me down with them 3 interceptions, man. I just did a video on this same channel yesterday where I said, you better hope to hell a Dan Campbell-led team don't come out here and lay an egg to Washington, because Washington can jump all over them quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, they came out and laid the biggest egg, but that's the thing. I had them pick to still win. He said he only threw 3. I thought he threw 4. Man, look, bro.
Nah, he had 4 turnovers. He had 3 interceptions and a fumble.
3 interceptions and a fumble, dog.
Yep.
That
and
shit
the
was
two of the interceptions, Q. Nah, man. I'm telling you, one of them went directly to the guy. He had a first down with his tight end that was directly in front of him, right? Mm-hmm. Then if he'd have threw it over the tight end to the receiver that was behind the tight end, he was open too. He threw it over both of them to a defensive back. I think it was a safety directly in his bread basket. I was like, what? How's that even possible? Well, no pressure either. No pressure. The
moral of that story of what you saw yesterday is all it takes is for a defense to come out and play average, and for your young quarterback to manage the game. Because that's all. Jaden Daniels didn't do nothing special. Do a damn thing special. He just was. He was consistent.
The defense gave up 500. I don't know that 514 yards.
5 and 5. So yeah, something happened there. 514 yards.
That wasn't that. They gave up 31 points. It just luckily the defense scored, right? The defense scored, and also your young quarterback was on one. That's all that was.
I also called it in that video, and I said they better hope to hell that they don't get a home playoff game, a division playoff game, because that's what it's looking like. You're going to have Washington versus the Eagles probably, because the Rams It's 19-15 right now with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And you look at about having Jalen Hurts and them boys at home versus Washington. They'll probably cut Washington head off and they'll go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the Super Bowl again. I think so, simply because they know how to play Daniels, and the thing about it is their tackles are on Philly. Their tackles, they don't have to worry about sending five. They can just send their front four, and then their linebacker just wait there watching Daniels the whole time. He ain't got to do nothing but watch Daniels. You know, that's all he gonna do. He ain't gonna go nowhere.
I'm gonna tell you right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at Jared Goff in a different light today?
The same light that I always looked at him. The thing is, he went there last year. He played lights out, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year, the problem what happened with the situation that happened was this: his offensive line started giving him giving up a lot of pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, unlike last year, his defense was missing key players, and they could not rattle the other quarterback. Last year, when it happened to him, they were able to rattle the quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to force the game to be so his mistakes didn't look that bad. Then this year, what happened is the defense was getting enough pressure. It's like he started playing like a couple years back. It's like I wouldn't say ghost, but it was phantom stuff. Because those two plays, there was not enough pressure on him to make the plays he made. Those were not pressure throws.
Jared Goff, this was your one opportunity to ascend from a middle of the pack quarterback, average quarterback, to a great quarterback. And right on time, him, Sam Darnold, all those guys will never be. And this is why you see the Rams made the move that they made to get Matthew Stafford, because it was like they needed somebody to put them over the top. And unfortunately, well, we knew it was a backstory to that too, but unfortunately, Jared Goff is not an elite quarterback. He is a great game manager, but he is not an elite quarterback that can help win games when it matters the most. And you saw that once again yesterday. It's like out of nowhere, Jared Goff reversed his old self. And he didn't help not one soul over there.
Yeah, but he still scored 31 points. He did have some flaws in this game, true. He helped this team lose. But he still scored 31 points. He can't, 31 points is a lot of points in a playoff game.
I mean, why? I hear that, Wiley, but god damn. Let me be honest with you. If you look at the numbers, total yards, Detroit had 521, Washington had 481. So they were balanced almost in that. Passing yards, 320 to 299. Rushing yards, 201 to 182. Average yards per play, 1 did 7, 1 did 8. Points scored, 45 to 31. When you look at it, fumble, Detroit. Interceptions thrown, Detroit had 4 interceptions. No, it was 4 interceptions thrown.
Oh, shoot. I thought he had a fumble. Okay, got it.
They lost a fumble. Detroit lost a fumble.
So that was 5 turnovers.
Yeah, 5 turnovers. Grand total 5 turnovers. They had 5 penalties. The time of possession was Washington 33 to 26 to them. And on third down efficiency, they were both equal, 33%. So what I'm saying is if it had not been for the turnovers, then you're talking about a completely different game where Jared Goff comes out and manages the game and look normal. But because you gave away so much goddamn points, you shot yourself in the foot. You had no
Yeah,
opportunity to come out here.
yeah. See, last year he was not the front runner. No one expected anything out of Detroit last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year, he was the front runner. They was expected to do something, and he probably felt like he needed to lead them to the Super Bowl because he'd been to the Super Bowl. Now, that was all in his head. If he'd have played
Uh,
within his own skill set, they'd have won the game. That's
I
all he
agree.
had to do: relax and play within his skill set. They'd have won the game. But he wanted to lead them instead of just taking what the defense gave him.
I'm gonna be real with you. Because there was a lot of playoff action this weekend right here. Let me ask you a question, Wiley. Were you disgusted with that Chiefs Texan game like I was?
Mm. So I didn't watch the. I went back and watched the all 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna get those calls, unfortunately, because he's Brady. He's the new Brady. But the Texans
But why?
didn't help themselves.
Why? I know the Texans didn't help themselves, but one play they called on Will Anderson, where Will Anderson put a hit on he literally put a hit on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was still fucking running. And even the commentator was like, okay, I don't agree with that. Like he's an active runner. Why is they even calling a penalty for hit? It wasn't a late hit. It wasn't helmet to helmet. They
Ah,
said from the angle it looked like it could have been helmet to helmet, but it wasn't.
Q, Q. You got to
It was
understand.
just a high hit.
Yeah, but Patrick knew what he was doing. Patrick baited him, then Patrick hit the ground like he was sliding. So they're gonna give the benefit of the doubt to Patrick or any quarterback.
And what you're doing right now is you building a product up on such a pedestal that is built to be hated. Because this is what happened with Tom Brady when he started having the refs on his side. He had half of the NFL alienated from him. And what did he do? He kept winning, he kept winning, he kept winning. And people started getting on the train of, okay, I want to see these boys lose. They were going out of their way to see these boys lose. Patrick Mahomes has been the babyface his entire career. 6 years in, like I said, six-time All-Star, Pro Bowler, whatever you want to call it, All-Pro, one of the greatest quarterbacks, what, 3 Super Bowls. He has been the babyface in all this now. Now, after people watched that game and that turned off half of the viewership over there, after the viewership is like, okay, bro, playoff football is supposed to be physical. Playoff football isn't you breathe on this nigga and all of a sudden you throwing flags.
I understand that,
Because
Q.
they showed a play where Jared Goff was standing in the goddamn pocket and took a late hit, no flag at all. You know what I'm saying?
I
They
understand.
showed that.
Q, I understand. We went through the Cam years. We all know it. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is this: even through all of that, the Texans had plenty of chances to win. You give up 9. How many sacks they give up? 7,
I think it
8,
was
9.
7. I think it was 7.
It was a lot. Come on, man.
But why? Why? Okay, I granted, yeah, they give up a lot of sacks. I think that Houston should make sure that they in this draft look at offensive line. But god damn, I mean,
But hey,
it was
Q,
atrocious.
Q. Let's look at it like this. Now you may think up. See, I hate saying this stuff. I'm gonna say it anyway. If Daniels looked way better than CJ did, he looked way calmer. If he'd have been in that situation, I believe he'd have got out of it a lot easier. The problem was, Doc, tell you, he did not have a bad game. He just didn't cause his team to win.
Daniels caused his team to win.
Yeah, but Daniels hasn't gone up against a Patrick Mahomes where it's almost like a predetermined game. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, they allow him to do that against Jared Goff. Them, but let's be real. You let that would have been the Commanders in that game versus instead of being the Texans. And I'm telling you right now, they lose that game too, and they probably lose it in a fashion so much that it turn your stomach because they have got the Chiefs pictured in to go up against either the Bills or the Ravens, and they mean they're gonna make that game happen by. And I'm just being 100% with you, Wiley.
Here we go.
They want to see either that goddamn Lamar Jackson or they want to see that damn boy in Buffalo be the one that knocked the Chiefs off. If anybody is to knock the Chiefs off, it's going to be one of them two. Now, be mindful.
I don't
the
disagree
Texans
with
should have
that.
won. Texans should have won that game yesterday, Wiley. Let's just be real. They got cheated out that game, and I'm not one that's going to sit there and make excuses for any fucking body.
Oh.
But they didn't help each. Think about it, Wiley. The Texans couldn't buy points to put on the board. They missed 2 fucking field goals. They kicker, special teams killed them niggas yesterday, man. Special teams. They missed 2 kickers. They had a fucking block kick. They couldn't stop the Chiefs on kickoff returns.
Again.
Special teams killed them niggas yesterday, man.
So again, the Chiefs could have lost that game if the Texans had played a decent game. Even with somebody wanted them to win, they did too much stuff to stop themselves from winning. They had nothing to do with those few plays you talked about. Go ahead.
I look at them boys bring a 0 blitz on CJ Stroud. And on the 0 blitz, they late hit, they wrap that nigga up. No call. That boy dropped back about damn near close to 20 yards trying to run for his life yesterday. And it was just ridiculous. But Patrick Mahomes scratched his ass. Whoop, flag. Whoop, they rub up against him too much, flag. All I'm saying is it's not coincidence they won that game and the way they won that game yesterday.
Okay.
Not by coincidence.
Okay, Keith. All I'm saying is you just demonstrated it. If the Texans played the same kind of game they played against San Diego, right? Not San Diego. It used to be San Diego, LA Chargers, right? If they'd have played the same game they played with the Chargers, they'd have won the game, hands down.
Oh, have mercy.
Am I lying?
Nah, you own it.
I'm talking about, even if you gave those things that you said away to the Chiefs, they had too many self-inflicted wounds, man.
Wiley. I have to say, sir, you hit that on the head. I'm just getting to the point now. Okay, so let this be known. 6:30, which is in barely 40 minutes, we will be seeing the Bills and the Ravens, which I'm going to be gone by then. That way I can watch that a little bit. That's the game I want to see. I want to see who is going to be, and I'm thinking that it's going to be the Ravens because the Ravens are built different this year. They got a hellified defense and they got a hellified run game. And Lamar got hellified weapons this year. There's no reason why they shouldn't be the best team in the AFC. I'm looking at that team, that side of the football, and I'm saying it's Lamar's year to lose. Because if you're looking at the East, if the Eagles are the best team coming out, because your Commanders beat the Lions. The Lions were the only juggernaut to me on the East, on the side of the East. The Eagles, to me, are a beatable team because of Jalen Hurts. And single-handedly, Jalen Hurts will probably be the reason why they lose, if they lose going forward. Whoever in the AFC got a cakewalk to the Super Bowl. I'm just being real with you. whether it's the Chiefs, whether it's the Bills or the Ravens. They got a cakewalk to the Super Bowl, and whoever wins, whoever represents in the Super Bowl is going to be the winner for the AFC.
I believe that to be true. I believe that to be true. But I think that the NFL wants an opportunity for a three-peat. Now, if you want to say that's a conspiracy, that I agree with. But looking at the Texans game, nah, man. The Texans made it possible for the NFL to get what the NFL wants, which is Kansas City, possibly in the Super Bowl. Now, if it had been at the end of the game and some fluky play, that was all it was, okay, I would agree with you. But there was too many opportunities. There was too many opportunities, man.
Justin Long said, "What were the self-inflicted wounds by Houston? I'm curious of the specific examples." Well, I mean, C.J. Stroud did have a fumble.
What about the field goals?
Well, you had two missed field goals where you could have put points on the board. One was an extra point, and one was a direct field goal where you could have got 3 out of it.
Special
Then you
teams.
had a blocked field goal.
There you go.
God damn.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
The nigga Fairbairn was 2 or 4 for field goals.
What about the guy
2
that
of
ran
them was
off
chip shots?
The guy ran off the field and remember he thought he had made a forced fumble, ran off the field through his helmet. I think they got a penalty on that, didn't they?
Got a fucking penalty on that damn play.
Again,
stupid ass.
See, that's what I'm saying. These all self-inflicted, Justin. I'm not saying CJ played a bad game. I'm saying he wasn't the reason why the team was going to win.
Well, I'll say this. It wasn't him. I mean, he tried his best, but it was I'm gonna be real with you. And I'm standing firmly on this right here. Had they not had the negative plays on special teams, they probably win this game. Like I said, you cost yourself 4 points alone with just missed field goals. And then not even include the block one.
Yeah, that's 9.
Yeah, not even include the block one.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not 9 Wiley, because one of them was an extra point for one. And then
that'd
the other one was
that'd have been 7
3.
then. That'd been 7.
It would have been 7.
But still, that's still the one. They still the one.
Yeah, you damn right, because if you put 7 on the way they at right now, that takes them to 21. Well, no, they still would have been short.
Yeah, but the thing about it was, it would have changed the complexion of the game.
It would have.
And that's what these guys. And then if you look at it, when you look at the game completely, the defense was playing good, but they missed some opportunities. You know, out of everybody on defense, on offense, how you let Kelce be wide open like that?
Well, I'm gonna say like this.
I
look at Kelce compared to what Kelce used to be. He has lost a lot of steps, man.
Yeah, I know, but even
explosive.
No, he's not. But he knew how to get open.
Yeah, I give you that. He definitely got open.
Yeah, because think about it. What was it, like 25, 30 yards he got in that one play? He was wide
running
open.
Down the sideline.
I mean, he was wide. I mean, in the middle of the field, he was wide. I was like, out of everybody, you let that guy be open?
Now, this is the thing. D'Angelo gonna have to come in here and all that shit he talked about Nico Collins the other day, how much he loved Nico Collins. That 81 yards Nico Collins put up wasn't shit. Now it didn't help them. Didn't help them not one bit. D'Angelo, if you hear this and you play this back later, I need you to come up with an excuse for your boy.
Yeah, wow. The defense, the defense did good. The team had too many issues, mainly from the offensive line and special teams. Defense overall, it's Patrick, man. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
The defense played good. Now, could they play better? Yes, but playing against Patrick and come on, that's good. I'll give the defense good, but they could have won the game if one like if the offensive line would have gave the guy a little more time, and then they had to look at it. Think about it like this: as soon as you start putting any pressure on Kansas City, what's the first thing their defensive coordinator do? Blitz.
Blitz the ass off.
You know they gonna blitz. I know they gonna blitz. You know they gonna blitz. Why you not gonna pick? I mean, I'm talking about you as the offensive coordinator going, okay, they're gonna blitz us now. Let's what are the plays we got for zero bit? Zero. Cover zero. Let's go. I mean, that should be one of the things one of the plays you go out there with should be one of those plays. The whole time. Especially when you know that this is the time he's gonna blitz. Okay, one play gotta be to get us out of this. And then the other play can be a running play or a passing play. But one of them definitely gotta get you out of that. I mean, come on, man.
Wiley. Let this sink in. The Chiefs win a game where Patrick Mahomes didn't even throw 200 yards. They won that game. He was 16 to 25 for 177.
Yep.
177. He had no running back over 50 yards. None. Kareem Hunt had 44 yards and a touchdown. That one touchdown he bust through for. And then Travis Kelce led everybody with 117 yards. Xavier Worthy was the next leading receiver with 45 fucking yards. So let that sink in.
I know. And think about it like this. What's the likelihood of that happening again?
If they go to Lamar or Buffalo playing that same type of way, they're getting their head chopped off.
No, they coming to them. They gotta come to them. They gotta come to KC.
If they play anyone, I'm saying this right now. If they play any one of them teams right now as it stands, they get their ass handed to them. Because that Buffalo team and that fucking Raven team, they ain't having that shit right there.
Who defense is better? Ravens this year or the Texans?
I think the Ravens defense got the Texans. Let me look it up to be 1,000% sure.
Yeah, we gotta look that up.
Top defenses, NFL. I'm willing to say, let me pull up the list. Shit. Top defenses for the playoffs right now. The Baltimore Ravens got the number one defense in the playoffs. That's crazy. Buffalo number 3.
No,
I'm talking about in the playoffs.
I'm looking at the
season.
So hold on. I'm looking at so right now. So I pull up on ESPN. Says total defense postseason, right? Commanders number 1, Detroit number 2, Texans number 3.
And then I went back for the regular season, and we looking total defense.
Buffalo last, Ravens next to last.
Eagles number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I didn't realize the Eagles was number 1 in total defense for the season.
And what was the Texans?
Texans number 6.
And what was Baltimore?
Baltimore Ravens is number 10.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Texans is a better defense.
Better defense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe he played the hardest defense he's gonna play.
I'll be damned. Yeah, if you put it by that logic, then that means he ain't got to do much in the next game. Yeah, he ain't got to do much. There it is.
He's gonna have a good game.
It is. I'll be damned.
Pacheco or somebody gonna run that ball.
I think they come into this next game realizing they can't half-ass not one bit.
Correct. And the thing about it is, both of those defenses you come in. So okay, the Texans had two outstanding defensive ends, two, and their defensive tackles are good. They're excellent, right? And our Pro Bowlers, they pretty close. And then they had one shutdown cornerback, and they had an outstanding safety, and the other ones are serviceable. And the linebackers are good. And then he put them in the right position to maximize all their skill sets. I'm just saying, they're going to draft a defensive player, and they're going to draft some offensive linemen. But Nico did a good job with the players he had. But the main part was the pressure of them doggone defensive ends. They were getting after it. Now, that Baltimore this year is not Baltimore of last year. Now, here we go. Do you think that? So, shutdown corner. Who's the shutdown corner in Baltimore?
Humphrey, right? No, Humphrey the safety.
See?
No, Humphrey. Marlon Humphrey.
He's a safety.
But he does a little bit more. He plays a little bit both for them because they got Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, if you think about it, somebody going to have to play D-Hop. That's double coverage already. You better double cover him. That's why Kelsey's wide open.
So I'm looking at this right here. And I hate to say this right here. Nate Wiggins is not no lockdown corner.
See?
Marlon Humphrey is a Pro Bowler as a slot cornerback for them.
Yeah.
He's a Pro Bowler. And then Kyle Hamilton.
But on the outside, they ain't got none.
No, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Hold on, didn't they have
they got Tre'Davious White. They got Tre'Davious White from Buffalo, that boy that was lockdown corner about a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they got TJ Tampa, that up and coming boy. They got good corners.
They got good corners. Now let's look at the offense they're gonna be going against. They got Worthy. They got Brown back now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got Kelsey. They got the other tight end, and they have D-Hop. Oh, and they still got a boy from Pittsburgh, the guy they brought back. What's his name? Schuster.
From a Juju.
Juju, yeah.
So, just along, Marlon Humphrey was converted this season and from safety to a corner, but they have him playing both positions. But he is the slot corner who just made an All-Pro for them and a Pro Bowl.
Gotcha. I'm just saying, Q. This is Texans had a stronger defense.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
they had a stronger defense, man.
You got the potential of Patrick Mahomes having a classic day against one of them boys.
Yeah, I think so. I think what's going to happen is either one or two things. If they play, remember now, that means their middle linebacker, somebody going to have to cover, because they're going to probably put two tight ends out there, right? They're going to put two tight ends because they want to run the ball or fake like they're going to run it. The other tight end is like a lesser version of Kelsey, but he's athletic. Then you still got Kelsey.
Yeah, but that ain't a good matchup, Wiley. Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
They got 3 linebackers and a safety that they can put on tight ends.
Okay.
So when I say that, Kyle Hamilton can go toe-to-toe with any safety in the league.
I mean,
Roquan Smith, huh?
Any tight end, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any tight end in the league, because sometimes safeties have to match up with tight ends as well as linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Roquan Smith is in the interior. Malik Harrison is in the interior. Mm-hmm. Those two guys are some of the fastest freaking linebackers and great cover linebackers that this league has seen. And then on the outside, Kyle Van Noy ain't no goddamn slouch.
I
I mean, the
understand.
nigga got double-digit sacks on the season.
I understand, but watch this. Watch this.
Mhm.
I understand everything you just said.
Yeah.
And don't worrying about those tight ends, right? Now
Mhm.
your safety, if the safety need to worry about the tight end, who's double covering the D Hop?
But that's the thing. I think you're looking at D Hop like he D Hop from 4 years ago.
He's still
I
D
think
Hop. Okay, watch. Watch when you
I,
watch when they don't double cover him. Watch.
this
Watch.
ain't Houston. This ain't Houston D Hop, man.
I know this is D Hop though. This ain't Houston D Hop, but because he doesn't have to be Superman, he just got to be better than the average, and he is better than the average. 1-on-1, he'll be any cornerback in the league at this
No,
advanced age.
I love DeAndre Hopkins, but his days of beating corners, I don't see that anymore.
Okay.
He's still a good receiver. I mean, but let's not sit here and act like he's some damn world beater for them
No, but
now.
they still got Worthy, and they still got Brown, and they still got Schuster.
And all that. Like I said, the man ain't produced that much this year.
Yeah, he's due. He's due.
They distributed that ball, and I think that ball was getting like maybe 30, 35 yards a game and shit like that. Because they split the passes between him and Xavier Worthy. So they
Mhm.
make sure that they have that thing even.
Balance, yeah. It's balanced. It's very balanced. And that's what I like about it because now what's going to happen is now we're getting to the end of the year. It's game time, right? You know, Andy's good for what? He's good for saying, okay, now we're going to set him up for the okie doke. All right, let's get him. let's design something they ain't seen before. And what they ain't seen before is D Hop be D Hop. They ain't ready for that. Even when D Hop was at Tennessee, D Hop was still doing D Hop stuff in Tennessee this year.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Wally, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what happened. I went all the way out just now.
Okay. Yeah, I heard you. You didn't hear me though.
What you say?
Now I was saying is D Hop at Tennessee this year was doing D Hop things. At Tennessee,
Eh,
at this advanced age, he was doing D Hop things. I'm just saying he don't have to be Texas guy. He just need to be Tennessee guy for 2 games.
So wait a minute. Slow down what you said. You said D Hop at Tennessee.
And a couple games were doing D Hop things. All he got to do it for 2 games.
When you talking about that, Wally? When he did that?
Let me pull up. Let me pull up Tennessee this year. I'll tell you what game it was in.
I got D Hop entire game log in front of me.
Let me see.
D Hop
Tennessee.
ain't had one catch over 90 yards. He had one game over 90 yards. Not one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta go to Kansas City. What do you have? What do you have a 90-yard game against?
The 90-yard game came against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Nah, that ain't no good team.
Yeah, he had no touchdowns, just 90 yards.
Yeah.
He had 86 against Tampa Bay with 2 touchdowns. You could say they good. It went into overtime.
Actually, they were good. The Tampa Bay defense was pretty good this year.
And then other than that, Green Bay he had 73 yards. Everything else under that is in the 50s. He had
Yeah, but
56 here,
look who
50
he was
there.
playing with too. Now, come on now.
I'm looking at the entire thing, even after he got to KC.
Yeah, they ain't doing that out there. They don't need to. They don't need to. I'm just saying, D Hop. I'm waiting on him to have. They're gonna have to. Well, they ain't got to. They'll probably go away from him thinking he's washed up, and that's all they got to do.
Wiley, just say you like him.
Oh, I'm gonna do that one. I like him. I like him. I
I
like him.
like him. Just say I like him. What
I'm
you like
doing.
about
Hey,
him?
hold
I
on.
just
I'm
like
doing.
him.
Oh, you're right. I'm doing. Oh, you're right. You caught me. I'm doing what old boy did the other day. I like him.
I like him. What you
I
like
like
about
him.
him?
I like him. I just like him.
Just tell me that versus saying that you think he could be a monster because ain't none of his numbers support. He was a monster at any time this year.
Gotcha. Not a problem. I ain't say
Yes, Lord.
monster. Not a monster. He
Not a
just need to
monster.
be. He just need to be able to do the things. If he need to be playing better than the average, that's it. Just better than average.
I hear that.
That's it.
Well, Wiley, I think we had one hell of a one today, man. I'm about to sit here and watch this game in a few, and I'm about to take my happy black ass to sleep.
Who you telling? It's 12 over here. I'm gonna
Oh
try to
Lord.
stay up for this game for a little while, and then I'm gonna lay it down myself.
Yes, sir. So, any last words from you?
Hey man, all I'm saying is this: pump your brakes, everybody. Build a team. Stop worrying about no number one receiver this year. Build your team. Fill the holes you need to fill. And if we have a decent season, we have a decent season. Build your team. Because if you do that, we can be Detroit in 3 years. That's all.
What
Panthers Germany.
Wiley,
Mm-hmm.
what Wiley doing is called hope for wishing. He is very much an optimist. An optimistic person sees things from a happy standpoint. There you go. Shout out to Panthers Germany podcast.
You ain't shit, Keith.
Shout
You
out
ain't.
to Wiley's happy black ass. We appreciate him. Anyway, if you're in here and you haven't subscribed yet, show us that love. Look down and like the video right now. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. And all I'm here to tell you guys is it's football time, it's playoff times. Let's get it. It's your boy Dub Q, and we out.